cyborg body anytime.
My
current body
should be live now.
Like, hold on.
Awesome.
You use Oculus, right?
Yes.
Pause that. Copy
I use
video.
everything.
Now just go put it in all the chats.
I can. Hold on, let me do this now. Like with the Oculus Rift S, let me just give you a comparison. Right now, I got my arm through the hoop, and like my elbow is stuck. Like my elbow's rubbed. Like I can stick my forearm through the thing, the ring.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think
You
he
know,
needs to put
Oculus
his
Rift
entire...
S has the safety ring, right?
Actually, it's not a safety ring. That ring actually has your sensors, your trackers.
Oh right, yeah, the tracking ring. Right, let me get it off. I just slid it, like, from, like, just say it was there, roughly to, like, there, and my arm got through it.
Yeah, mine can do that.
My arm gets to like right
I mean,
here.
it's the same controller.
I'm a I'm skinny as all hell. I totally want, like, a metallic body that does things.
I don't know how you guys do it. Mine stop at the knuckles.
The trick is barely eating.
And also,
you can, like,
another thing
bend
is,
your hand a little bit so your thumb's underneath.
on my right hand, my
Wait,
index
I'm here.
finger
What?
has a non-existent knuckle.
No,
It's not
I
there.
think I know what's wrong with Intertrigger.
What is it?
Literally, if you look at my hand, it's nothing.
If a object has the trigger collider,
I
it
just
has
realized-
the trigger intertrigger, it works. But if you have
Oh no, me, like my physical
non-triggered
knuckle, like my
collider
actual
with an
knuckle, it's
trigger,
not
it
there
won't
at
work.
all. It doesn't exist. I punched my
Wait,
Hmm.
you can't even bend it? Like there's just...
I'll be right back.
Interesting.
I can bend it, but if
I don't think that explains everything,
and you
because
look at
like
the
a lot of
knuckle,
my
it's
things,
like knuckle,
like-
knuckle,
I just went to a world to try, and that's how it's currently working.
well, I'm saying like that might be one of the issues, but it's not all of them. So like that might be one of the reasons leading to like why people have spawn issues, but some of the things that I have, like I believe both are set to trigger. It's just something is disabled or not. Yes.
I'm gonna go check out my world because I've been hearing you guys talk about certain things not working. I just want to go see what works in my world.
Okay.
I want to show off a thing that's barely even testing what all I want to test.
Okay.
Just that staying straight.
Is there a canny trigger stuff?
I have not created it yet since I had not narrowed it down what the issue was since there's like so many things. But I mean, if you want to create it,
I'll make one of what I found.
okay. Because for me, like one of the ones that I have is like I have a like pretty much a setup that is an on-enter trigger for players, and it doesn't teleport. Like it just doesn't react. So it's an on-enter trigger player local, and like that just does nothing.
I also,
It's just
I forgot
everything is
this
gonna be
is
loud.
how
You need
it
to have
works,
it
but it's
basically. You need to push it up to help.
Wait, they were or not?
Actually, let me, yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
It's like really smooth, and it's weird looking.
For me, it's actually this.
Today has been a big struggle.
And the knuckle that's
It was,
gone is
everything only works half the time now for me.
In Udon or just everything?
Yeah. Udon, okay. So what I think I've narrowed it down to is nothing can tell an object exists if you're presently holding it, and then let it go.
What?
I don't actually know if that's the case, but basically, if... Okay, I have a bunch of systems that look for, like, the cubes in my portal stuff, and whether or not they exist and stuff.
Oh my god,
And apparently, if I pick it up and toss it away while another script is trying to look for it, the script just, like, quits and stops working.
What if... Do pickup objects, like, become blacklisted when you're holding them?
Oh my god.
I have no idea.
Huh.
This issue has never happened for me until just today, and it's happening with every single script I have.
That's... Make it canny, please. Do not let this go live.
I just don't. I don't really know how to explain it because it only seems to work some of the time.
Let's see.
It's a lot of
Typically
weird
means I
bugs like
haven't
that.
Actually narrowed down.
Yeah.
Safety settings.
Just imagine it in the doctor's office. How do we do this again? Well, doctor.
My hand is working for now.
For now.
Disassembled and reassembled the whole
Oh,
thing.
your index controller.
Like from, yeah, I disassembled the whole thing, and reassembled it all, re-glued it, did every connection they have, and it seems to work for now.
Yay.
But I have no idea what went wrong.
Was it a loose connection?
No, everything was solid in place.
So my question was, can you see the anything on the trackers with your phone with an IR camera, something like that?
It's the lighthouses. It works the other way around.
That's what. Yeah, I wasn't sure if.
Yeah,
If
those
these are broadcasting
consume
lights.
IRs.
What?
No.
These consume IR lights from the base stations,
Okay.
so you cannot see them. That was my first instinct, like, oh, I'm just gonna take my phone and like with my Oculus, I would just check with IR camera, like if it works. But here I don't know, like they don't glow because those are IR receivers and not emitters. So yeah, I like everything seemed fine. Like I reconnected all the ribbon cables. I'll like pull them out and plug them back in and all that, and it reseated everything, and like it works today, but I didn't cancel my
one of those
Vive
little
order.
flexes just wasn't perfectly seated.
Yeah,
You know, that's what
I
I would
just
guess.
don't wanna like
Sam.
not have any controller.
Hello.
So I still kept the order for like.
Can you make a thumbs up with both hands? Because I can't and I don't understand why.
And not be able to use a headset anymore.
Oh, now it works.
I really should order a new.
At one point, I couldn't do it with one
It
hand.
doesn't work and I don't understand.
Oh yeah.
At one point, I couldn't do it with one hand because it always thought the thumbstick was being touched. But I, R-made that
I
controller.
don't.
4 headsets that I couldn't get into VRChat with at this point, so I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, but like not having I have quests, I'm not that worried, but still, yeah, I just
Yeah.
you want to have a backup, especially in this time.
My Rift doesn't work.
Good. Just waiting for the vent, I
Can't get
guess.
to that one right now, but I have my index, I have my quest, and then I have a second.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good at talking.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
I'm
fine.
very depressed. I don't
I've
know what
only
to
got the
talk
one
about.
Rift S, and it came
It's
all
not
the
your
way from
fault.
New York.
What
So
have
if
you
anything
been
goes
doing?
wrong with it,
Debugging
Yeah.
open beta.
That's the same thing with my index. Like,
I don't know if you heard Jet Dog, like, we were looking into weird bugs that we were trying to figure out that we don't want to go live.
yeah, I can't RMA my
I've seen you do these
Yeah.
weird
And
lists
also,
about
I don't know if it's
activation and
just
not
me, but
activated.
Why is it when they make the
Yeah, last
cable-
version did not have
cable strap, that's the
custom
plastic
triggers
part on
working
the side
properly,
of
and
the
that was like
Yeah.
breaking a ton of
that's
systems.
supposed to hold the cable. Why did they make
Well, I mean,
it
the
with
particle
the most
collision thing still doesn't
flimsiest
work.
plastic ever?
Does that work in what is it?
And,
Avatar testing?
I don't know. We have to teach Vixel how to use
That's
mechanics.
Oh, that's
my name.
true.
Yeah.
Caused my first cable to break.
Something about making candies?
Because it was pinching the cable so much.
Yeah.
Like after moving so much.
You
like
haven't even uploaded it
cord
yet.
just got
Jeez.
completely like defective.
I mean, you
Yeah,
upload.
she did a very bad
losing,
demonstration.
You have to
I'm not that one.
vote
It's
to
like,
Cyan.
I put hair elastics on it, so now
Um,
instead
I just
of it
went
being
to
from
the
it's got
portal
like
version that I have uploaded, which is the one we looked at last time.
People mention the word
Those
candy. I
fuckers
don't
that
Everything
know what it
works
is.
once and then stops.
It's a bit annoying 'cause it sticks to like.
Like you push a button down, it won't come back up. You put a cube next to the
He's a good
fizzler,
sign.
you take it away, and the fizzler stops working. Like just everything
Yeah.
stops halfway through.
So how much of that actually works in editor versus like in live? Because it should be the
I
same.
should
All of
probably
it.
do that
All
to
of
my
it works in
headset,
editor.
honestly. Like I'm using tie bands right now,
Oh joy.
but I should probably swap them.
Yeah, like
the
if you
time
have those
is-
zip ties,
How
they
do,
can
what,
be.
what do I even
on
see
the
in a candy for
big
that?
into the-
Great.
yeah.
Well, you would say that it works in editor, but doesn't work in
The thing
game.
is, you want to spread the force, right? You don't have a point where it's very rigidly attached and then cable.
But I'm
You wanna
sure there's
spread the
more
force.
things
So,
like that.
Attaching it with hair elastics. Attaching it with Velcro is a little bit soft.
Oh, is it time?
Well, they
It's still 3 minutes.
Heavy.
I'm
So
just
it
gonna
goes
test
down.
something before we start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's because something before we start.
Oh, do you want to go in the center?
Is it by the way
Yeah,
normal
so
that
really
there's like
Wait, but it's
a little bit of audio cutting
Guys,
out, like the little
can we just kind of spread out a little bit? Because I see a lot of people are lagging really bad. I just want to have people spread out across the entire world and just see if it actually affects it any
equally
less or any more.
Practice your social distancing.
So-
Yes, practice social distancing.
So you said you're seeing people lag in what sense? Like their low frames or?
Something for the frame.
Network stuff. Because I have one that I'm talking to that's like really lagging. I can see Vixel kind of jumping around.
Surprisingly, I haven't seen it. So is it just? Has anybody else complained?
Nah, I'm just seeing it here, but I'm only seeing it on select few people. Like Bento is, when he's moving around, I can see him kind of move, and then it stops and moves fast over to like another position.
Oh, so it's like.
Same with Vixel. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm seeing it like it starts fine, and then all of a sudden goes really jumpy.
Yeah.
That's weird. So it's like just motions in general are jittery after a few seconds. Does anybody see that like when I do something?
No, you're fine.
That's weird.
Maybe it's only for full body tracking?
Wait, it's only smooth for full body?
Don't have it on. I don't know.
I'm on Rift S.
Mine seems pretty smooth.
It never looks smooth to me.
Yeah, that's smooth as fuck. Yeah, nice.
I got fucking burgers and chips.
Smooth as a baby bottom.
Interesting.
Hi, I'm coming towards you.
And I've got like 60 frames.
I'm at 50. Interesting.
Oh yeah. Need to drop my super sampling from Quest.
Oh, you're super sampling?
Yeah, I had it like 150 because it's a Quest.
See, I don't see anybody else like, or maybe I'm just not noticing it because of how far away I am.
No, neither do I. It's just I saw some people do it. every now
That
and
might
then.
just be like the way the
Vixel and
new
Bento is-
setting it. Wait, is Jet Dog invisible?
No.
Okay, let me bring back his avatar. If I can click him. There it goes. If you were talking, I probably couldn't hear you because your avatar wasn't there. Sorry.
Understandable. I was going to question for your player teleport. Do you have any other gliders on that game object?
No, it is just a box collider. This is one of the weird ones where it's like I'm trying to reproduce like the exact setup in like Unity, but it like does not reproduce again.
Well, for my prefabs, I had the Sin teleport pad, which had a mesh glider for the base of the teleporter, and then the enter trigger, and that didn't work. But once I removed that mesh collider, it just had the enter trigger. It worked for me.
So I don't use like mesh colliders typically, but I'll have to check through everything. But I believe everything is either a sphere or a box collider with only one collider.
Are we starting? Or is
Oh.
this just to like...
I'll probably make some more iterations to
Okay.
test things.
Usually start like 15
I guess I
minutes.
should
I'm
start though.
figuring out some
Thank you for
stuff.
continuing to look into this.
Oh, we all just had to separate.
Yeah, I think it's just testing.
I mean, at this point, I'm assuming everybody already is kind of quiet. We can start. Like, you don't need to. Wait, is the voiceover region on? Yes. Well, yeah, you don't need to be like so separated anymore. That was just a quick test for. Fax noticed like some people were going very slow, but that could just be like the new IK system. But yeah, you guys can all gather around, like, you know. Yeah, sure. But seeing as how this is open beta, I'm pretty sure everybody here already knows what is going on. But welcome to the community meetup, an event for by the community for the community, not affiliated with VRChat. Yeah, everyone already knows what exactly is going on. I'll still go over like, you know, small things like this is an event where people show off worlds in progress. We are in open beta, so we are help testing what open beta is. This is a release candidate, so if we find bugs, please post your logs and make cannies because they might go into live. So we already know some of them still exist, but we're trying to find others. And so, yes, if people plan on showing off a world, because that's what we do here, make sure it abides by the community guidelines and follows terms of service. Make sure it is set to 40 players. When it is your turn to drop a portal, make sure it is set to friends plus or invite plus. Let me turn off this quiet text. So yes, are we still doing? Yeah, if people have larger worlds are planning on showing off, let us know so we can put you probably towards the end, just because we don't want, you know, max download size preventing people from actually experiencing the rest of the meetup. Please make sure you've gone to your world and tested it first in open beta. I suppose we don't know what all the things are like broken in there, but I don't know if you can. Am I still there? Because I think I just crashed. Interesting. That is funny. I bet that I'm probably sending so much data that I can't, like... That is funny. We've consistently had a crash inside from the speaker. That is... Alright then. By the way, I haven't seen anyone commenting. Is my stream up? If people are watching, can you at least say something? Awesome, thank you, Erlen. I can't even get into the world. Okay, I can't even get in. Launch world. Let's try this again. What am I listening to here?
I'm just gonna sit down. I have your written out. I don't think any of you guys have any. Oh yeah, please.
Is that considered a bug?
Which one?
Okay.
One of you was crashing.
I believe we have had consistent on open beta. Whoever is speaking first has crashed. That is a consistent thing, and I believe it's a network-related issue with overrides. I'm guessing, but
Master?
What was it?
Are you here first? Are you master? Are you here first?
No, I'm never master.
No, Bax was first. Bax is master.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
the circle is doom.
Yeah, it's a circle of doom there.
Slade, what size is your world?
Hey, Rubik, can I request people to look into voice override regions and network quality? I don't know if you're...
Yeah,
okay.
PC offered about last night on specifically the end of packets, the last bit of data, and what causes the cracking noise. But I think
No, this isn't cracking. Consistently, when we have been doing open beta, whoever is speaking has crashed. I checked network, my network loading, OBS was having struggles because it was trying to do, my network was failing in a way. Because I think maybe when we're doing override regions, our network goes too high. So consistently, Squid has crashed I think twice in a row, and then I just crashed doing the exact same thing.
It's not even override. It's not even override. Whoever is speaking to the group about their next world is consistently crashed as well. That override.
That's the voice override.
No, it's just...
Always when people speak in circle.
No, another world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
What size is it?
If everybody's near and you were speaking and nobody else is listening, or quiet, if nobody else is talking.
So it's not the override region itself. It's if you're the
I think it more is just how many people are right next to you talking, maybe.
We go there just to be sure.
Because I don't think we don't have voice degradation.
That's everything. I am gonna start.
Maybe it's a bit.
With my world. Next one is Slade with 5, then Suna, Stabby.
Yeah, Merlin, I'm pretty sure that was me.
Legends and Vixel. So last time I showed a world, it was early prototype of like new Meetup world. I've done some changes, made a lot of new fixes to it, and I've gotten to the point where I think it looks really good. And there's still some things left in there, some meshes that I need to make, but right now I just wanna see how it is with people in there and make sure that it's the correct size and aspect of it. So that's it. Oh yeah, also running Udon.
Udon. But yeah, there's multiple signs that when I was speaking in there, my network was just dying. Like Merlin is saying that like YouTube just was stuttering, so it's like I wasn't sending enough packets.
Yeah. But like, you know how it's been sort of like this funny joke of like, you know, if you were up next, that's when you crash. But it's literally when people are explaining their world with a group of people around them.
How long have I been mermaiding?
I actually didn't notice.
I mean, we'll see over time.
I wasn't looking at your shoes.
What's wrong with the group if they crash as well without override region, which I think happened a few times.
I know it's definitely happened a lot of times with Orels. That was just like one specific event. Oh, sorry, Fax. I wasn't paying attention.
Orels, Suna. I'm trying to think of who else has all had that happen.
Can somebody ping me on Discord real quick and just say make a canny on this?
Cyan, can you let TCL make it into the zone so he can show himself?
Give me a second. I gotta open it.
Testing.
Slightly different build, the regular like
That actually did work. Wait, it should already be open though, isn't it?
Into that.
It probably just didn't buffer.
Now it should.
Yeah, there's a. Oh, now I can stand here. But I can't see what it is that was blocking me.
Oh, it was just a collider.
But if you have you're in a spatial audio region now, and so whoever talks to a group in general in that zone will result in a crash.
Oh, he's gone.
So I don't know if you can.
So
say something specific.
we've been pointing out that it is not override regions because many times we just have everybody gathered close. They crash right before like they're going to show off a world.
That is true, yeah.
So Fiona has pointed out Orels, Legends, Suna, they have all just crashed when they were like trying to get people gathered together.
Yeah, I wonder if it's made worse by the audio region though.
It's probably made worse in that case, yeah.
We'll see over time. If you want to go through the portal, yeah. Okay, no.
Don't fix that
Oh,
part.
it doesn't disappear?
It sits full, but still.
Alright. I can't use the menu when I have these. No.
Here's the right one.
Okay, so I missed it. Where's Fax? The introduction there.
He's over there somewhere.
Just over there somewhere.
In the main area.
Showing off all the events.
So I don't have to market. Should grab that.
Bullet time's in here. Okay, I missed it all. What's going on?
Very clean and nice.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm adding those things in here, so we're gonna have a lot more of these. But when you make a world that's like unique and special in its own way, we can get a small prop from it and show it here and have some information. But only the worlds that have been shown at the community get though.
Okay, that's the requirement.
Yeah, but it has to be like it has to be something by itself. Like it has to be unique. There's like this bar of requirements that you have to fulfill. Like if you just make a plane and just like some things in there, that's not gonna land you a spot.
That would not be unique enough to show as a thing because nobody would recognize what world that is.
Where are the sheets?
Oh,
So
but
that was another thing I wanted to.
What?
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like continue with the tour since I missed like the first few minutes.
Oh yeah, no. So there's like another thing I wanted to test because I've started with all the Udon stuff.
So wait, what is Udon in here?
I had jump is Udon.
Well, okay. At least we have it.
And then I had Synergens help me make the whole clock and event time system, so everything here is correct. based on your time zone and everything.
I think I'm
wait.
just a half hour ago.
So yes, that clock is correct, but then it's like this is not in our time zone, so it's kind of like off.
Hey, Fax,
Strange.
check your mic connection. Like your actual physical plug.
I wonder when my world will be.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Better?
Yep.
Yep, there you go. You were staticking a little bit like it was just
Why do you, in the poster, why do you look like Tobuscus?
I'm not the one who made it.
The whole code for it is not complete, so it's just showing UTC for now.
Okay.
You want to have it in your own time zone, so when you join in, it'll show your
I'm looking at these.
Mhm.
That's what the next event does. It shows you.
Oh yeah, here we go. Now it changed.
Yeah.
30 minutes ago. I guess it's rounded.
I like how I was just asking about a meetup world today, and it's already
But that was another thing I
Oh yeah,
wanted to test.
Fax has been working on this for a little while.
Brings me to the point because I saw TCL in here somewhere.
I don't know if he's still.
I saw him come in. He's probably in the other room.
He was at spawn when I came in.
Follow the Fax.
Imagine flexing on 4 people. So, Simon, come here. Up to the stage.
Up to the stage?
So only the event host can go up on the stage, but the event stage has the voice override region. I asked in the alpha section, but haven't got a response to it yet.
Wait,
For the
everybody can? Like, how did I get in?
because it doesn't work, so I guess it's not been sorted yet.
Oh.
Yeah, because in here you have the voice override region, and it's set to be 23 to 120, so it's supposed to like cover this entire area, but it doesn't activate at
It's not
all.
actually overriding right now.
Yeah, it was also your voice was cutting out a little bit there. I don't know if that was related.
No,
Can we actually do a test?
What was that?
Can we
Which
get
test?
TCL to talk in front of the group and see if that crashes it?
We would need to gather everybody, but it's possible.
Yes.
Should we do it after this world though, and then just like on the respawn?
Like
Or-
define me.
Well, the question is more of like, do we want to do it right in this moment, or do we want to? Well, I guess.
Unless we go back to the
Use override
community
to do it. We can just have everybody do a circle around TCL and just have TCL give a little TED talk and see.
Okay, I guess we can do one for respawn.
Yeah, no, the next thing I want to do in here is add this region and make it so that when you step inside this red area, only your name is visible, and every name that's behind this line gets invisible, so it just hides the UI nameplates. Makes it easier for us to read. I also want to have like a lot of other small neat features, like the when you also want to sign up. This is just temporary though.
Oh yeah,
When
until you get
sign
that
up,
system.
Yeah, you get added to the list, and then that list will show you on the whole board that I'm gonna add, and then we can just print that out and have it. So it just makes it a little bit easier and much more manageable, and people can sign up already from when they join the world.
So I'm just
yeah,
pointing
add
out that
some
we kind of
posters
already are
around.
having everybody surround Fax listening, so it's like that's partially a test here.
Partially, yeah. But I added some like poster boards as well. Got the hologram shader from Synergens, because we're technically like on a ship going somewhere. The skybox is not complete. It's gonna be looking like we're going at like impulse speed in space, and then when we start, we can just go into hyperspace, and then we drop the portal and disappear.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but it's full RP, yeah, like more immersion and yeah. But no, like the posters around there as well, they're gonna be different. What? Yes.
You have two posters that have they're flipped the wrong way on the left side. I don't know if you know that.
I know. I haven't. I'm still flipping and doing a lot of work on the meshes because there's some. You don't see it here, but you see it up there. There's like some burned edges on the mesh.
Burned edges.
I'm redoing the light maps and doing all the light maps myself.
I have the controller outlines again.
It was much more notable for it. Well, actually, you can see it here. If you look at the walls up here on the side.
No one can go up there.
It's very clear. You can't go up.
Oh, I can't.
But then when you look at this side, it has a burned edge.
Maybe 20
Let's
cents.
see how it is. You gotta sign up and not me.
So I'm just gonna have to redo the politeness. But then, yeah. I wanna.
Let me over there,
since we've
man.
been talking about doing a new community meetup world and everyone complaining about the yellow light. I just like wanna make this
Some nice white light.
Yeah.
Fiona just give me the stink eye.
Listener, you know what?
Yellow light again.
I'm trying to adjust
You
my
know what would be a
headset.
really cool addition to this world? Is like similar to the entrance, you have like this teleporter pedestal thing where people come in, right? What if you make like a special location for people to put their exit portal? Like every time the meetup starts, that you have like a specific place where people place their portal.
I have been thinking about it, yes. That's why I'm gonna, like, this whole stage is covered with world spawn points. So you cannot drop your portal on the stage at all. They'll just tell you you're too close to spawn.
Walked through us or onto us.
I'm also gonna do that a few other places, just to not get the portals like dropped straight on top of you or in furnitures and whatnot.
Vix little cat literally walked over and just went right through.
But no, this is pretty much it. I just wanted to.
By the way, thank you for the ping, Merlin.
People we have and
Wait, so
Really
this is
cool,
your
I
world,
like
right?
it.
yes.
I gotta get the help.
Okay, I'm curious who made the artwork and why does CyanLaser look like the 2013 PewDiePie?
It was what, Squid's friend? Like he.
That's a friend. Yeah.
Tycho.
Yeah, that's a friend of Squid that did it.
I can't remember what he did.
I mean, that was for the New Year's Eve world, and then we just kind of had a poster out of it.
One of those. I can't remember what it was. Games
It works.
something. Funny, haha, but he looks like.
No,
a
this is pretty much it. I just want to see how it was with a lot of people in it.
So do we?
It looks like it can fit.
Yeah, I think it's working well with that. The question now. Well, no, it's up to you. Do you want like an audience seating kind of thing as an option? But that's like little details.
Yeah.
Maybe make a button
I have
that
to
gets
think
seats. Like buttons that seats come out of the floor or something. I don't know. People can see.
It might be weird if it's unsynced.
Like, are you serious? I have a few more furniture and a few more things to
I'm
add.
so
like
happy about the good job.
on the other side there, you see this kind of like dirt pile or dirt place over there, and I'm gonna add some greens in there. I'm gonna add some green flowers and whatnot or some
That good old
flowers and
new
whatnot on the
locomotion.
tables. Give me a sec, Koala. I'm also have some few more furnitures on the back, so I might add some chairs here and there on the side, so you can sit down if you want to.
Should be folding chairs to go with the whole school gym motif.
Well, it's not a school gym; it's more of a convention hall.
It's got tape on wooden floor.
What? I have a tiny
It's a school gym.
suggestion.
Why would a school gym have all of this, like in space? There's no basketball, like
players.
Hey, no, this is a space gym.
the space gym
Yeah,
or space
what I'm
jam.
gonna do on the board. I have a pair, like on the right side, I'm gonna have the players that have signed up to show worlds, and then on the left side, I'm gonna have specific information like how many people we are, which event hosts are available here. But I'm also making a custom UI that's since we have VR and not VR detection now. That is like when you open your menu, it'll just be there, and you can sign up. You can teleport to whoever. You can teleport to specific spots that I set up.
Reminds me of Lola Bunny.
So, but I'm still writing a lot of new things. Like in the starting section, I'm gonna have an info board with a whole custom UI and multiple languages. So people that are like Japanese, for example, can come in and just switch to the Japanese language and read.
Didn't somebody just post like the what was it, the locale options in Udon or something, or a request for that?
Yeah, that was Synergens.
Are your posters going to be panels, or are they going to be just? Because if you have to update the world every time you want to fix them. You know, so
No, they're these posters are going to be like a big poster wall with a lot of them, and then just it's going to rotate between UV positions. So it's going to be like 5 or 6 images in one
I don't know, like, does Pano even have, or do we even have Panos in Udon yet? Because I feel like that wasn't enabled.
Being 30
No.
no. The menu eventually
Kind of a hair and
kind of a private question. Would you like to feature VRChat news on these panels?
Yeah, the problem is the social menu has so much.
That's the kind of a day I put on like whatever things that are fully VRChat related. So yeah.
Once Udon allows support for any of that.
Yeah, like it's all gonna be free. There's no like you have to
And the
go to.
current way that it's done is that it goes and it requests all of the pages of your online friends and all the pages for your favorite friends. Then it displays.
Does it don't have anything currently for grabbing stuff off the net like Pano?
I think video players are the only way. Like, Unity technically has like just an online video player. But it's like, you can't do much with it. Like, we don't have events, I don't think.
Yeah,
Actually, wait, hopefully Udon has that, so I don't know, maybe we could make our own weird video player stuff. I have to look into that. The default Unity video player allows for like web links, but it's like, you just can't convert it, which that's where the YouTube DLL like issues come from.
There's still video players and the Pano script in general provide quite enough for the external images and the media content.
Yeah, but panels Unity doesn't have panels, so we're trying to save anything else.
Yeah. We cannot, we cannot provide the input, but we can get the output. More or less.
No, you can still technically, I think. If you have the option of setting video panel, or like not VRChat's video components, like just basic Unity's video, like that actually allows for a link as an input, and so you can use that to send a request.
We're doing a respawn anyway, so we can go to the next one. So we get
having animation disabled.
Was that now or?
Did it respawn? Yeah, we can do it now.
One other thing, your glass is flickering.
I don't know how that looks in desktop, but in VR, like your glass is like the sparkle shader.
Yeah, it's kind of shiny for me.
Sparkling.
The lights or
the glass.
I think they meant the glass itself.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we should actually respawn though. Okay, so before we move on to the next world, we are going to do a quick test with TCL. Well, wait, no. Are we doing the test with TCL? Was that confirmed, Rubik?
Yeah, just need to...
Okay, so once TCL respawns, or okay, where's that? I don't have nameplates on.
I saw a TCL alt in here. What happened to that?
Okay. This is where it's like, everybody gather around Green Fred. What?
Actually,
I see him right here.
Oh, here we go.
So let's get people to mute their microphones because if people like do noises and
Okay.
at the same time.
So are we gathering with TCL or Fred?
Fred.
Okay. Okay, everybody stand around the real TCL, but then mute yourself.
That's awkward.
Okay.
Yeah, mute on
It's yourself, okay.
So, yeah. I'm just looking through profiling data to see why we're allocating memory for everything. So the hitching that occurs periodically is because Unity garbage collector said is full and goes through to find out all the garbage we can throw away. And unfortunately, Unity's garbage collector is very old and very simple, and so it has to do an entire garbage collection every time it does a garbage collection, and that ends up meaning it has to go and count up in everything in the heap and see if any of it's used anywhere, and that takes like more than an entire frame when the heap is not really small. So you get hitches, and there's a few other places where we're just doing a garbage collection because for some reason someone decided to put one there a long time ago, and so we just do one when certain things happen. You get hitched.
can tell your voice is affected, TCL. Like earlier
Oh.
you were talking, there was no changes, and now you, like some packets are missing and it's cutting out.
Yeah, I did find a bug in the like out of order like thing that
His voice is really choppy. For
that
me.
has had some work recently. It's if it's trying to like sort out of order things, then it's doing it not in the right order because of a really subtle C# bug you can make, which is that if you have a for loop that is creating closures, in this case lambdas, that are capturing the index of the for loop, you have to actually have a local variable inside of the for loop to capture the correct index in the for loop. Otherwise, you'll just end up with the last index in the for loop being the index that your closure has, because it's actually capturing the for loop's iterating index as a reference and not its current value. And so it's a really subtle thing where you're like, yes, I just want to make this the ith closure, and so that I can run a separate like task for each one of these 10 things, but then they all end up running the 10th one instead, because by the time the closures run, the loop has already finished, and so its counting variable is already at the end of the loop.
Did you see the one about the abandoned RPC because player was not local? Target player was not local.
Yeah, I don't know anything going on to networking. That's a Dan.
Is the garbage collection hitching also what causes hitching after you open your Steam menu for a while and then go back into the game?
No, that's some weird bug that I think is both a Steam and possibly VRChat mutually causing the problem. But I blame Steam because I've been able to replicate it by just starting VRChat after leaving Steam running for like an hour or two without anything running, or just leaving Steam VR running idle with no VR application running, and after a couple of hours, if I start VRChat, I get sub 10 frames per second. If I restart Steam VR, it goes back to normal. And so what I think is happening is that something in Steam VR is fragmenting the video memory, and then when VRChat tries to allocate its rather large, as VR frame buffers tend to be, its rather large double wide eye buffer, there isn't any room for it, and it just ends up running out of video memory. And so the frame buffer for VRChat ends up split between, or just ends up in the shared video memory that's actually system memory that's all the way in your RAM and not on the graphics card, making it uselessly slow for real-time applications. And sometimes the issue will go away when something else removes something from video memory, and there's now a large enough slot for your VR frame buffer to fit. But it's an 800 megabyte buffer. If you're on something like an index, it's in the realm of 800 megabytes. So you need a tenth of your video memory to be free in a contiguous chunk for you to be able to allocate that buffer. When you're in VRChat and you start up with a fresh, empty, clean VRAM because you just started Steam VR and you just started VRChat, it's easy to find a spot for it. But then between VRChat loading a bunch of random stuff and Steam VR doing whatever it is that causes the issue when I just leave it idle, it fragments it up, and then you can't find an 800 megabyte chunk to put the frame in, and then you end up with that terrible performance from having to access the frame buffer across the PCI Express bus. And so the question is, why is video memory so fragmented? But at one point, Valve did have patch notes that said they'd fixed something about that, and I was like, oh good, it's dead, and then it didn't seem to happen for a little while, and then it came back. I don't know if they fixed it and regressed it, or if they just hadn't actually fixed it and it was just sampling bias.
Maybe now we'll have Alex to actually get going.
I mean, you can complain about it on like Steam VR's like bug reporting form, but other than that,
no.
Slade.
So, has anyone crashed yet?
If anything, it would have been you that crashed.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't crashed yet.
Definitely had glitches compared to earlier. So.
Yeah, I noticed, like, for instance, when it starts hitching, sometimes turning off and on a mirror will be, like, enough to get it to, like, go smooth again. Probably because it found a chunk, I guess?
Yeah, so like sometimes if you when you open up your Steam VR menu, and I tried to disable.
We're gonna move on, Sam.
Should I just put the?
I think we should move on.
Yes, I agree. We should move on.
I think half the people don't even understand what's going on.
I tried to fix this by just not reducing the resolution when you open the
listening to what you said, and then you just started doing like another language of the
Slade, you wanna say something about your?
Oh, do we need to?
Yeah.
We can do that in next.
Do we?
I
What's
mean,
the best way of like moving on? Just put like the quiet, please.
Yeah, just do quiet.
Okay. Sorry, we're moving on to the next world here. So if anybody wants to listen to Slade, the cat.
Alright, thank you all for coming to my TED Talk.
You might want to get on the table or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried.
Okay, everybody. Slade's world is next. Please listen to Slade.
Hi. I just want to say first off, hello everyone.
Hello.
I bought a Society Studios asset pack, a couple of them, and I kind of put them together and made a broadcasting studios where you can actually pick up the props, you can pick up the chairs, you can move various other items as well. I recommend everybody, don't touch anything until like everyone's like inside, so that way everybody can see, look around, and things out. But once everybody's there, you guys are more than welcome to grab stuff and throw stuff and whatever. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and drop the portal.
Yep.
Also, if you don't know this already, don't grab a chair that you're already sitting in, because you will go fly.
The usual bug there.
Sounds like fun.
That's lyrics, teacher.
I mean, it is, unless you have motion
everyone's
sickness.
gonna do it.
Portal time.
Hi, Cyan.
I presume.
Come on. High five. Dapping up.
Yeah.
Dapping up.
Portal people.
Okay, let's try to go through the portal fast. Not just wait here the entire time. Do people see the portal?
There's 10 spots, 11, no sorry, 8 spots, 7 spots, 6 spots.
I was gonna say, facts. One of us should go through the portal.
I wait a CyanLaser joke.
It's a 980 Ti, so I think it's 6 gigs, but
My avatar.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's not a bad joke. Or that's a bad joke.
Fiona, Cyan said something mean.
The other option you can do that is also other stats.
Be happy that Fiona already left.
No, she's gonna watch this later, and I was just gonna make a comment of like, my noodly arms, cause like, I'm low poly.
It got worse and worse.
I'll be the fun.
Wait, I've made comments to this about her before. Can I lick my? I'm not doing this.
Cyan, portal full.
I know.
That could be really useful, yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, I want to expose the settings. People can just adjust them, but the UI.
Yeah,
just put them on the UI.
I'm a join some.
Yeah, that's
You're gonna join me?
that's actually quite interesting about the.
This is awkward. I would say it was closer to 30 minutes, not 45, just because of we didn't go originally.
Welcome to hell.
Why is my frame so low? Or no, why is everybody low?
I don't think. Oh.
Wait, my frames are not actually that low. It's just everybody's really slow. Like, what is that going on? Am I just desynced?
I mean, I think we can still see each other in proper spots.
I don't think they'll be able to catch up. I think we will be desynced.
Is this one of those moments where it's like everybody go back to the hub?
People are moving.
Yeah. I can see you only sitting, but I can see your position in the like on the ground. I think.
Wait. You see me sitting right now?
You just are sitting always. You don't move at all. Like
Well,
your
I'm not-
body doesn't move. Your position moves around.
Oh. I mean, I wasn't actually moving.
For me, he's stuck in a half dab.
Yeah. Well, we
And I
were
have
a little bit less people, I think, but still, yeah, it was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just go back to the meeting hub, please.
Yeah, everyone's IK is frozen for me.
Yeah, it's just.
Everyone's starting to decide to ring now. So, yeah. It's probably the new beta. That's okay.
Oh yeah, we're in beta too.
Yeah. Because yesterday it was fine.
Yeah, it was definitely fine yesterday.
I hope TCL joins.
Okay, everyone. If you can hear me, go back to the Meetup hub. I guess TCL is probably not going to join in time.
What do you mean? They're being booted?
As in, we're leaving.
Thank you, Fiona.
Oh hey, welcome to CL.
What's being said?
Did TCL actually get in?
Are you... Cyan, you there?
Who's saying that?
Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and go because I think the audio is so desynced that it's not worth it.
Oh, TCL made it. Okay, that's good.
Oh, I thought Cyan was already in the hub.
He's just stuck.
This is a ghost thing.
How will this even let me go? It is so desynced. That was interesting. It tried to...
The fuck is wrong with my avatar?
Look at that! I'm a robot!
Oh, this never happened.
So I don't know who is still there, but the audio is so delayed that it's like they were still talking to me.
Moderator right now.
So you never loaded, Cyan.
I never loaded for you?
Rex never loaded. Rubik never loaded.
Oh, there was a bunch of people loaded. Like,
Nobody heard.
like I was hearing people and they were saying my name as if I was talking to them, but it's like I was probably in a conversation that was in the past. Like Rubik and Orels were like talking to me.
Loaded and moving. Nobody had IK, and
Yeah, same.
pretty much like everyone after the first 20 were just stuck at spawn and weren't audible to me. So I was the first one in there because I had it cached.
So for me, that was really strange.
For all of you guys on my end,
If you load in as
you
a
were
robot
all in
and
the
you had
pose
full
and you
body
were
check-in,
all
if you
sliding
want to just
towards
switch
the
to
back
your
of the room.
avatar, the last
Okay,
time
so that's
you-
closer to mine, but it was like everybody had a pose, but like their position synced, but their avatar like IK did not. So like you were in a pose, and then it was just kind of like they're just sliding around.
Mine wasn't skipping. On my end, everyone was in a pose, but they were all like on ice and they were all just sliding like that.
Oh, that's what I mean, but they weren't sliding to the back of the room. Like everybody was just moving around normally, like but only sliding kind of thing. Like there's just no avatar movements.
So I mean, we've been there with a large group yesterday on live.
Yes.
There wasn't any issues at all.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that's a beta problem.
It is a beta problem because you know.
It's a big one. Not your fault, Slade. Not your fault.
Yes, not your fault because it works in live.
Yeah,
But that means have your logs ready.
Doesn't matter if it was uploaded in 2017. It should work fine. It should. It's supposed to work fine.
I'm betting that it's a data and objects issue because like you did have a lot of objects in there.
Somebody was saying just transfer ownership was happening continually, so it's probably like something changed with how ownership collision happens. And so it's just like
You're also getting really poppy.
I am getting poppy.
A lot of people are here. She's still fine for me.
Just that last sentence was like all pops for me.
So for me, like your voice sounds odd. Like I don't know what mic you're using.
For me.
Don't hit what?
I'm using the quest I got from work last week.
Okay.
So if you can, let me know in DM how it sounds to you later.
I mean, you can just watch the stream later.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, true.
Yay! A koala that can actually move.
Well, thank you guys for being there.
In the world that's basically like the replacement for this world.
Yeah, like moving so smooth.
For me, you were still at spawn, desynced.
Oh, I mean, Beta's IK is better.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, you were like in the floor,
Okay, so those your moves.
not moving.
Yeah. So
Nah.
one day, maybe, probably
Glad my mic's muted.
release it out and put a cap on it at 16, maybe.
Oh, for number of people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say on live we were fine. Go ahead and
Yeah.
release it on live, and then when they fix beta, they will fix those issues. I wouldn't worry too much about like a low cap if you care. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say just release on live how you want it to be released. when beta is actually turns live, they're not. This is not. They're actually a release candidate. No way.
Okay.
So it's going to be another few weeks at least. They have to fix the audio bug. They have to fix the objects bug. They have, they got issues.
So even though they label it as a release candidate, we're actually in reality way off the mark.
If we didn't find anything, they would have released it anyway. But we're obviously finding stuff.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm finding a lot.
I can hear you now.
That's odd, because my mic just is disabled since the last world.
I remember I heard people saying
I just had to switch my mic around to get it working again.
I had something like that when I was doing Quest
Oh,
Link.
you're super popular.
Oh, okay, looks like we're getting ready to move on. Oh, do you see Suna?
Did you hear Suna in the last worlds? Oh no, Suna. There's Suna.
Oh.
I think the
How about
issue
Tuna?
with ownership transfer for Basement specifically is that it's trying to, I think it might have been a fix attempting for the Kuza Lounge, that it's trying to give ownership back to us.
Destroy my portal, it's fine, right?
If the thing follows asleep, or if every time it's collision, so like every time something moves.
Wait, the VRChat things or something else?
Something else, because it doesn't happen in the Kuza Lounge. It's specifically
No, I'm saying in the Kuza Lounge, because there was a bug because of the table trigger still firing that I'm assuming that if anybody left, things would break.
No, in the Kuza Lounge it's fixed. The only remaining issues are because of the amount of things happening at new spawn with the ownership.
Cyan, portal shader.
Stuck at spawn.
Issues
tracking
I just
missing,
found out what just happened.
Why is nobody going into the portal for me? Okay.
Everybody's shouting at the same time.
Welcome back, legends. Oh, thanks. You're welcome.
I don't know what happened.
Nine, did you hear that?
Nope. No, didn't hear it.
It is. What time is it?
How dare you?
What are you doing?
It's time for a Cyan post-portal joke.
I have no jokes.
The portal's upside down anyway.
Wait, is it?
I guess that's the joke.
The picture on it.
I got another message on
Okay,
Discord.
I'm gonna say, can we go through the portal?
Can we?
All right, I don't know.
It's a slow motion.
Famous last words. Oh no.
Are you puking?
No, they're not.
Did you
They're
see them
props.
on live?
And it's probably bakery again. Like, I baked this, and the first thing I have is my fucking water disappears. So now this is literally just a sheet of plastic that's semi-see-through now. Because my water keeps
So we're called this
disappearing.
world this way.
And the light maps for the Pro Builder stuff keeps breaking and resetting. So, like, I had to turn it into actual meshes so the light map settings would keep being, like, saved. Because whenever play mode was entered, it would just reset them into a corner of the entire mesh. I don't know what's going on. And out of time for that. Yeah, well, I have to talk to the bakery guy because whenever I use the bakery, it just goes completely invisible. This is just a temporary fix. It's literally just half semi-transparent.
No, but I mean, do you need like a buffer? Do you need a rough Do you need something for the light?
I don't know. I tried 4 or 5 different shaders and literally every single one is completely invisible. Which is weird.
I think you should try at least one.
Since it's water, bakery doesn't bake reflection probes when it bakes. It clears all the reflection probes after it
That's
bakes.
fine. I have a custom one over the
That
entire
sounded like you
world
said
as well.
high PE or not.
Yeah, but you baked it manually afterwards?
Yeah, it uses a custom probe. It doesn't use anything baked down. It just uses like a copy of the sky. But the issue is more like when I clear the data, the water starts functioning normally again, which is really weird.
Maybe just disable light map static on the water anyway because you don't need it. Do you need light map on the water? Just disable light map static on the water, and that's about it. You don't need to bake shadows on the water.
I don't bake shadows or light on the water at all, and it still happens.
So you have light map static disabled, but it still disappears.
Yeah, too much.
Okay. Well, what else Do we have a tour?
I forgot it because I was more focused on the fact that we kept falling through the floor.
Hey, Fiona.
My dad made me
I ran off in the distance chasing your voice because like you can still hear your voice way out there.
Really? Am I like too deep for people?
Oh, I had this issue before, and I know what caused it.
That is even weird.
Yes, it's legacy shaders.
I wasn't talking. Wait, where was I for
Did
you?
you hear me all the way?
No, I couldn't hear you, but I didn't hear you loudly. But it's like I heard Vixel being like extremely choppy when I moved away. He was fine right next to me, but like.
Oh, Eddie, huh?
I forgot about that issue, but it's probably
Hello?
I like how the maximum number percentage can only be 2 digits, so instead of saying 100%, it says 10.
Is that still broken?
Yeah.
Make a candy, please. Why is that still there? Or, I mean, I guess I could say this to the people on stream.
I can do a candy if you want.
Okay, can you please make that?
Sure.
Because I don't have any pictures to take of actual reads. I was just buying it, but I guess it had the legacy shit on it.
I'm gonna. I need to spend more time on my plants modeling. I'm doing some plants modeling with the
Model me
Blender
some
particle
reeds,
system.
because these are actually the wrong kind of reeds. This is in Egypt. There should be, what is it, a different kind of reed. Not the normal one, but the Egyptian one, but I didn't have any models for it.
I do actually happen to have I have a Unity package that has all sorts of plants. I don't know if that will help.
I googled like reeds and stuff, and I couldn't find anything on the asset store either. There was just 2 packages with reeds in it, and well,
I made
they're
some
all the
horse-tail
normal
reeds. I
ones,
actually have
European
them right
ones.
now.
And I need like the ones that are actually at Nile in Egypt.
Suna, why don't you try her reeds? Maybe they might help.
I would like to.
So my reeds are definitely North American reeds. They're not Egyptian reeds, but I can look into it because I can just use the texture probably.
Maybe at least they look more fitting, because this is a bit too wrong.
Let's keep going. I want to know what else is inside. Do you want to give a tour or is it just explore?
Well, this is not a lot. There's just the stairs right now, because like, do you remember the other Egyptian world I made? Well, the client suddenly was like, oh, it's too big, and then they had me start over.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna take a look anyway.
Yeah, and so
Time to explore them.
those pillars and textured them.
Is the contour binding okay?
Is it rot? It's not actually doing anything. Where are you hiding? Even though I'm now...
Far delightful.
But the thing is, you don't actually do this while holding the button. What you do is you hold the button, you hold it next to your body, and you just rotate it around.
On and off expressions, right? I just have expressions all the time. Yeah, I'm crashing.
Here, look at me. I'm gonna load into a different avatar, and then I will go to your stream and screenshot it.
Okay.
That's all we have here.
Yep, 10.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you should be able to see that.
Hi, Ivan.
Perfect.
Papyrus, is that what we read? Is that a read? Papyrus is a read?
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that. I like modeling plants. It's peaceful. I just time to do things.
Can we bug Suna about, you know, box collider stairs instead of smooth ramps?
Can we also bug legends in our own project?
Can we bug everybody?
It's okay, I'll fix it.
Yeah, you just fix it.
I don't
Well, technically, there is like a middle ground between ramps and box stairs. You do like this weird like thing that goes like this. It has like one angle and the other angle a bit more slopey. So you still kind of
Oh, I
look
see
like
what you
you're
mean.
on the steps, but you get like pushed up.
Yeah.
So you get pushed up slowly and then pushed up fast. So it doesn't bump you as much as the box collider, but you are not like your leg is not like half a meter off the stair. So it doesn't look weird. So like you can do the hybrid. That's how we usually do it.
True.
That's still like, yeah, you'd have to like make the collider for that as a mesh collider though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming the stairs are already a mesh
you don't
collider,
need
but
to yeah, you need to do a mesh collider for like a ramp anyways, right? Well, you can put a box collider and rotate it around, but like it doesn't matter. But honestly, like mesh collider, like I don't know, 300 vertices doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for performance at all.
Yeah. Well, the problem with ours is like Legends made them in Pro Builder, so that I'd have to export them.
Oh.
Match
yeah.
the
Legends
collider
Pro Builder, what are we talking
Builder,
about?
then
You.
So okay, we were talking about these they have a mesh collider, so they're bumpy. And then in our world, I was just gonna put box colliders on ramps. He's saying like, oh, if you just make kind of like more of a like sine wave collider, then you kind of get the best of both worlds. I'm like, yeah, but I would have to actually go in and create it as opposed to just like putting in a box collider.
anybody
And
else
since
here
yours are
is choppy a little?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's all I do.
Then you don't get any performance benefit from a box collider overall. So
yeah.
I just usually take my like stair mesh and decimate it. And it works pretty well.
Here, this is
Sometimes though.
basically how it would look like if I rotate. Oh wait.
When I was chasing your voice earlier, it turns out it was CyanLaser's live stream.
You have my stream open in the background?
Yeah, because I opened it to share it to someone and forgot it was even open.
What did? Oh, I guess I'm not talking enough.
That's funny though. It's funny because, well, I mean, because you'll hear the positional audio, right, from the game.
Yeah. Well, no. Is it? I guess it would be saving positional.
Well, yeah, it's stereo, right?
Yeah.
It's still stereo, so it's still two channels. So you'll hear people like they are for you.
So if I just do this, it like freaks out people with the headphones.
yeah. Like everything will rotate. Let's just close your eyes and just like the world rotates around you. That's pretty trippy.
Yeah.
Like I just remember that What's in the Box world where like the sound was messed up and everybody was in a different spot, like in one ear.
It was even worse because it was like apparently a line that if you faced this way you heard things normally, but if you turned, everything was just one ear.
Yeah.
It's just so
you have to stay like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must face this
I still
direction.
have no idea how you can break it like that.
And it's like probably the old audio settings were not like deprecated properly or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, people are just kind of like standing around.
Yeah.
I think it's time to move on to the next world.
Was, I don't know if this is exactly the same amount of people that were World Hop yesterday. It looks like it.
I mean, it's similar, if not, well, yeah. Where'd Vex go? Oh. Hey, Vex, you think it's time to move to the next world? Are you speaking? I don't hear your voice at all. There you go.
Not there. No, I'm trying to fix my mic. Yeah,
Okay.
we can jump to the next one.
Who was on the list again? I think. Stabby.
It is Stabby.
Okay. I'll go find Stabby, who's right there. Oh, are you ready to show off your world?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say anything beforehand? I'm just gonna go ahead and respawn everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll,
Well, I don't respawn anyway.
The water's not double-sided.
Oh no?
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and put the quiet please then.
Yeah.
So, Miss Stabby is next.
Hey guys. Okay. I'm gonna show an update to my world that I worked on. It's actually a recreation of the portal. Not the portal. It's a recreation of the syntax error club level. The club It's the real club in Stockholm that I DJ at. And because of the corona problems, like we couldn't have a real party, so we moved everything to VRChat. And actually had the first party in there yesterday quite successfully.
Oh, is she crashing?
Oh, yep.
Oh, look at that.
It's just not happening. I just can't crash while talking to everyone. It just isn't happening.
Yeah, well,
TC, are you in VR?
Works on my machine.
Worst example. He's also an, like, desktop editor, not even VR.
Yeah.
Wait, is that another thing? Everybody who's crashed has been in VR. Been in VR?
Should we open the portal right now?
Most people, I think,
I think so.
the cash were in VR. But I don't know the other 10%.
Oh wait, I think that's part of it. Like, you might need to be in VR for it.
Spot and just scream into their mics.
You're right.
Okay.
Maybe it is a VR thing.
I mean, it could be a combination of things.
Okay.
It might be a VR thing too, though.
Koala.
Join the world? No, we're waiting for her to come back.
TCL, are we actually doing this?
That's Stabby's world.
It's Koala, right?
Wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, it's great that you guys are getting feedback for your beta.
Where's the
here,
portal?
but this event is actually not-
Oh, okay. Wait, if there's a portal from...
It's not from Stabby.
Wait, don't go. Wait, I guess. Stabby, is this the world public?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, if it is, then go ahead.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, that works. Apparently the world's public, so anybody can drop the portal.
Through the portal. The portal doesn't
The portal doesn't.
Why does it say Logan's name on it?
Because he's the one who dropped it, because the world's public.
Oh.
But, like, Stabby confirmed it's the right one.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Small.
Do they realize that the outlines can still happen? I think I told it to Rubik, but I probably need to make a canny on this one too. Oh, lag there for a moment. I can't remember. Was there a lot more detail than last time? Well, there's definitely a lot more things.
I think the props are new.
Yes, the props are definitely new. Like, she didn't have those or the drinks, but like, where is Stabby?
The competition is crumbling. Can't keep up.
You can't even go back there. Where'd Stabby go? Wait, I heard a voice. Okay, there you are. Hi. I just happen to be like completely opposite of you.
Oh yeah, just running around in circles.
This is the club, like, some people of Overkill mentioned, like, a gaming club before.
Highly likely, yes. Here you can actually see some videos from the real place.
Yeah.
It just says ready loaded. Or ready load.
I remember this floor.
It doesn't seem like it's playing for me.
Okay, maybe it's still loading. But yeah, it's based on a real club in Stockholm that we can't have at the moment because of
the virus.
Yeah, COVID going around.
Oh, it's from DuckTales.
What are you doing back here?
Or else just move. There's gonna be like an ad.
Is there a button to open this?
Yes.
Nobody's coming to the club anyway, so we know that.
Nice.
Yeah.
The simplest way of preventing people to go in. Small collider on the floor. Oh, the video was playing for a second. And wait, what is all of that?
Just loading a different video. Here, this is a nice video. And actually, interesting thing is, if you go to the respawn, I want to show you something there.
Okay. So respawn.
Let me
me check these buttons.
Like here,
Toggle
yeah. You
real-time
see the
reflection.
sphere actually shows the real-time reflection that's being rendered at the event, right? Like at the.
Is that actually a
dance
button?
floor.
Oh no, it's not a button. This is the
Yeah.
button if I can
Yeah,
actually get my
here's
hand.
the button.
Stop
There,
giving me that controller.
Turn the video player off because I'm biting.
Yeah, do any of these buttons do that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can.
Miss Abby went this way to show you how to.
Wait, where did you go?
Okay, leave the video player off for now as a request, but yeah.
So nobody used video player.
Oh, okay.
Such a simple block.
Yeah.
Stabby? Stabby.
Yes? Yeah?
Seriously?
What? What? Oh yeah, we actually have one like that at the club. Though it's not moving in the club, it's just a print. But yeah.
So you had to make it
Nine
moving.
uncut. Yeah.
The stabby.
Yes?
Isn't the ceiling a bit low at places?
Wait, it feels higher than we had last time actually. Did you increase it?
No, the height is the same. Like here's
What?
the height lower, because it's like a.
I felt like I was like.
This area has.
Mind that most VRChat avatars are usually lower than the average, like the average human height.
Well, I remember last time feeling like it was the ceiling was lower when we were here last time. I don't know, it was weird.
But yeah,
Definitely not on a different avatar, but.
I can fix this. Ah, there we go.
Where's the cat? Where is it?
The cat? Oh.
Yeah.
Right here. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
and we also have like a duck hunt game going on at the relax corner.
Chicken wings.
Is there actually a game? Oh.
Oh, cool.
Can we play it?
Oh my god.
No.
No, not yet, but I've gotten someone that offered to make it work in VRChat, so I'm like, okay, that might be really cool to get it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So.
See, that's what I do. You're gonna have to let the dog laugh
think
at
I
you for
could code
eternity.
duck hunt, and I don't even know how to code.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
that would
within
be
the
careful
framework of
since it is
VRChat.
Nintendo.
I think I could do it, honestly.
Could you emulate its actual like how it worked before?
How so?
Supposedly, the way that it worked before was that whenever you press the button to shoot, it would put a white circle on all of the ducks, and then there's a camera and the gun that would just look at like the center of where you were pointing, and if it was white, it considered it shot or something.
Animations usually are completely fine.
Well, so there's the user experience, and then there's the actual function.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why you would ever emulate the actual function. I would
Because it
emulate
would
the
be
user
fun.
experience and maybe even work better.
It's funny if it's just like a frame suddenly flashes.
Well, no, like that would like.
When I was a kid, you could tell, like when you pulled the trigger, they would go white. You could tell that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
that's the fun part. You could even exaggerate it just because it feels nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really like it was fun to like just get straight up to the screen and cheat, or like go far back and cheat, and just kind of like figure out like what you're doing, and it was really not reliable at all, at all.
Well, it wasn't about accuracy or
But it's such a
reliability.
fun
right?
idea.
so you
I mean,
can't
that
pick
it
it up.
affects the color, and it's so stupid.
I could probably have a prototype duck hunt in one day, if you like.
Oh.
Would it be a good duck hunt? Ooh, what was that?
Nothing
Did I just get a
You
chance?
saw that, right?
No.
Hmm? I didn't see
Was
anything. Oh, culling.
This?
These signs
Ignore that.
It sounded culling, but there's a global switch to turn them off
it's doing
somewhere.
it. No, it was his avatar put something on that called him.
Yeah, I
Is that-
played it solely as a joke sometime and forgot about it.
Hmm.
No, but like,
He's a hairy wizard.
so yeah, I noticed the science calling, but I think that was his avatar calling him.
Wait, why my particles are calling objects? That shouldn't be right.
No. Okay, do you have something else on that? Because like it's not happening now. While you had that emote enabled, these signs were
No, I only have that.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe it's just the shader.
Wow, I
Maybe
didn't
since it's,
notice these screens over here.
More games.
Be rendering in front instead of behind or whatever.
Oh, this TV is a real-time light.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. Oh, is it
This is such a hard question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real family.
That's like
I'm more surprised that I'm like still doing okay with frames, but I guess these lights aren't very like high range.
40, 50.
Wait, why
They're pretty good, 50.
Yeah, most of the lighting is baked. There's like only 2 dynamic lights in here.
Oh, that could be why.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Brain or Kleiner.
Anything else new you want to show off?
No, it's there's a thing near the entrance.
The thing near the entrance.
Like it's on the staircase. There's a white portal that you can go through. If you go up to the
Oh, I didn't go up this
staircase,
time.
You can go through here.
You can go through it?
Jumping. The collider needs some tweaks.
Down in the goal.
Oh, shit.
The jump was like a little lip that's blocking you.
The Matrix.
Yes, on the goal, on the goal.
No, we're in the loading program. Oh, no, guys, we're just in Stockholm during a blizzard.
Yeah, exactly. Blizzard full of sheep as well.
Oh, cool. I like it.
So this is a bit of a little Easter egg kind of outside area.
And now a lot of people know.
This is where you come to smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you can't see transparent particles?
Yeah. I know, right?
Uh-oh. I'm dying again. What just happened? Why did I suddenly go to really bad frames? What happened?
That's a good question.
Did someone turn the
video?
Turn the video player on again?
Yep. Small few changes.
Called it Rubik's representation.
Like the very first one was the
Is that Hearthstone? What?
Hmm?
Yeah, all of my audio cut out. I could just hear you, like in the.
Are you fine now?
Are
you fine now?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
Can't be.
The skybox is fixed.
Well, it could be, you know.
So, if people are using full body tracking, click the chair button. It has a fun surprise.
It's timeable triangle.
You know?
Yeah.
Why?
It's literally one polygon. Yes.
Yeah, sorry about the stream quality. This is just what we're gonna have to deal with today.
I remember when I saw that when I just joined VRChat, and there were 2 versions, one like that and one that had 2 million polygons. What the fuck?
This chair button.
It's just subdivided.
Yeah, I did.
Many times.
Got the trackers on.
Just for kicks. Why not have single
Except I'm not actually in full body today, I'm in first today. And apparently it's getting my stream up.
Is it doing what, your stream?
What's up?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
I guess it's low quality on your stream? I don't know.
No, my stream is really low quality. I could even see OBS low frame rate, not even the Twitch stream.
I mean, if you're using Link, it's probably doing like weird compressions on the sides. So like, there's probably a lot of weird things going on there.
Yeah, my GPU is probably back there baking potatoes.
More potatoes.
That's right. I should just go like get a bunch of things to like cook and just put them behind and put them under my desk. By the time we're done, have a full meal. Just make a lasagna. Just get a frozen lasagna, stick it on top of my computer at the end of the meetup. You're ready.
I can hear you fine.
I like my audio completely.
Monster. Add photos to what?
I have like a you can like in front of your video player and then add that, like use it as a post-processing filter basically, like make it grayscale or reduce colors or make the colors more pop or turn them into rainbows and stuff.
Nice.
It's kind of fun.
Also
for the hand full body, sitting on the floor because he doesn't own any actual
what do you want,
furniture.
really? It's just like
I have furniture. There's a futon right there. It's just really weird and away from the sensors. Okay.
Does it use grab pads then?
And you're not gonna see me roll backwards and start kicking you guys in the face.
Yeah, but it's also like an option.
It's not super fun, but it's just one cool.
Well, yeah, the issue is grab pads is like 1 millisecond.
No bed bugs.
CPU time just because it's a grab pad.
The
That's usually the issue with them.
I just had my Animal Crossing residential services built, and it generated a pile of
So
trash.
I should like edit them.
I'll have to send it to you in the mail.
Yeah,
I'll come visit your island and just like
How is the open beta? Apparently, when people gather around and talk, they crash. Well, that's kind of been constant, but like everything else seems fine, I think.
Is Meat Hamsky's spirit animal a raccoon?
Okay, then
Why?
you can wouldn't fit here.
I mean, you've got a mask. You like to, yeah, that too.
It's true.
Wait, do you mean a tanuki?
Avatar, a raccoon.
Yay, raccoon Meat
See
Hamsky!
with feet through the floor.
Yeah, I am also one of the.
Why?
This is emerging.
I mean, does this bother you?
Yes, it bothers me. Well, if you had shoes right there, that'd be fine.
I think I can take
Well,
There we go. How about one?
Okay.
Yep, your leg's stuck in the ground. His leg's stuck in the ground.
All right, just
Okay, this is really awkward to keep.
go, get down.
What?
Push him.
Jump on.
Is this sexual? Wait, who is this?
Chaps, I'm assuming?
Very old.
What happened to his sign?
Wait, what happened to the picture? Like, it's cut off slightly.
Why is the caps right there?
Wait,
of all places, the caps was
What do you mean
right
cut
there,
off?
and
You
that's
mean the
why.
white?
If you look right here, there is a line. Like, for me, I see double purple. It was two images.
The capsule is in the best spot.
Didn't think of that.
Oh no, you have cyan capsule inside of you now. That's kind of disturbing.
Oh my god.
Cyan is just like, I just gotta
Cover his
go.
eyes.
From my desktop because my laser to read his messages. So
God damn it, Meat Hamsky again!
Cyan is flat now. What do you mean again? Wait,
It's like I just came down on him.
Sit on me, you're too heavy for Cyan.
Listen, I'm not a full body user yet, like a generic one.
The generic one?
Sitting okay. Like, I'm not sitting in front of a mirror. It's for shits and giggles.
You know this. This looks so
we
wrong
need shits right now.
So
That's
many
okay.
levels.
But it's not like that. Never.
How you feel about
This is a
this?
strange out-of-body experience for you.
This is weird.
He's just frozen. He's not saying anything.
This is what I call ruining your image in a whole new level.
Alright, I'm going this way.
My body broke. I can't find my. Okay.
Alright, I think at this point, everybody's just kind of like idling around. I think it's time to move on to the next world. Wait, where is Legends?
Oh god. Okay, he's gone.
Oh, there you are. Legends.
Just one polygon.
Are you ready, I think? I believe you're the next one.
Oh, am I next?
Hold on. I'm just saying, are you ready, though?
Maybe it's off because I can't live.
Oh, I mean, at this point, I think we're all just kind of like talking around instead of exploring the world.
Hey, no,
Take a picture. He looks like he's in love with the PC.
Pretty much. It's not a very big world.
Hey, she's mine.
Peep, peep, move, move, peep.
Out of the way.
Thank you.
This is what I call dedication.
It's like, enjoys it so much.
Alright, so whenever you're
Pink
ready,
Tony.
just hit the respawn and quiet.
Yep. Alright, Vax. We're moving on to the next world.
The Connect 4 that I want to get working.
Oops. Why aren't you respawning, Legends?
This marshmallow.
Okay, so I guess most people are just sitting here at spawn instead of actually respawning them. I know. See who?
No.
The sign's gone.
Sign. Oh yeah, that sign's gone. Sign gone.
Yep.
Cyan.
Yes, the sign is gone.
Can you turn it off a second?
Turn off the sign? I turned it off.
Oh, you turned it off. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little button called syntax branding, and you can turn it on and off in the booth.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, oh, it's global then.
Okay. I thought it was occlusion. All right.
I'm pretending to play a game I've never played.
And I'm, yeah. Alright. Now that I have the floor, guys, I made a world and I'm gonna show it. and that's it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so yesterday we went to World Hop, and I showed off Commission World. That is Jade right there. We've been working together on it, and it's pretty much well, it's almost finished. There's a couple of things I need to do to it. It's made in Blender. I did use a little pro butter, but yeah. All right, so this world is. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to drop the portal, and you can see for yourself.
Everyone, give him space.
Where can I drop portal?
Is there a little fire now?
Drop it on
In the
me.
bar. Drop it in the bar.
All right, Legends, over here, I guess.
Drop it in the bar.
Wait.
Or drop it at the
Stay behind Legends. Stay behind Legends. Exotath. What?
Wait, is it Invite Plus or
Invite Plus or Friends Plus? Either of the pluses.
I mean,
everyone behind the mouse.
Yes, but
Everyone behind the mouse.
mouse is gone.
It was not working for me.
You're like everyone behind the mouse, and the mouse like left it 7 years ago.
Turned it off deliberately after
My brain is too slow for this.
I am not getting through that.
Stop that cream
Just keep trying.
caramel.
It takes a few tries.
Stop it. Stop the cream caramel. God damn it.
all over the screen, flashing pixels. Yeah, but for now it's not annoying enough.
You got this?
It's gonna get worse. That's the cable.
Almost.
Oh, no.
I'm tired.
I'm diving in for
fun.
fun.
No.
To me.
You didn't get that.
Oh, the portal's gone.
Son of a bitch. Portal, join friend. It all happens to me.
Vibing.
And this one just
What are you doing?
And I'm not even pole dancing with it. I good care of it. It's still getting those flashing pixels in the design. Oh no. I need to go ask for a cable replacement.
Oh, I'm not the only one who needs a cable replacement.
Dude, when I was
Oh.
young,
It's actually like sorry, go
when I
ahead.
was young, ancient Egypt was like my shit. I absolutely loved this stuff. Oh my god, the jump strike.
Where is that young man?
It's an old man.
Where is he?
What is going on?
No, I don't think he did.
Put it in a vase.
Also, Legends, the VR, the water is not VR compatible. The shader.
Wait, what?
Wait,
It's not?
It seems fine for me. Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
Looks fine to me. Do you not see like reflections around stuff?
I see it.
But that's just grab pass. That's just refraction.
Wait, grab pass is always a thing. Grab pass has always been a thing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
It actually seems to be rendering identical on both sides.
I know, I see it, I see it, I see it.
There's people exploring the desert out there.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you can actually walk out there and stuff.
It's a bit strange.
I mean, the both I render is at the same time, the same way. So.
And I changed the mode.
Yeah, but it's like rendering above the wall.
If you stand in
It's
it,
not.
you're
It's,
so...
it just take. It's very simple implementation. So it just takes the whole thing and just puts it back on the blur.
So what I'm actually finding is that some things grab pass don't, but other things don't. That's weird.
Oh, science reflecting.
Not everything reflects
My
though.
own reflection, though.
Like I see my outlines, but I don't see my own. Yeah, I guess it is just my own avatar.
Yeah, they're moving. It's just set to a really long animation and it's scrolling, so it's moving. Like, if you can look at this one right here, you'll see that it's doing a different position. It's just moving really slowly to make it realistic.
oh, I see.
Yeah, so it'll change. It won't look always like that view.
That's true. Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, the supernovas.
Figure out which parts are in front,
We're
which
in.
the back, which
We're.
need
I don't know.
Legends.
Water shaders, the refraction is that you'll have the outlines around, like small outlines around.
Wait, did you just go water?
Oh no.
Yeah, you need depth texture and you.
I like seeing distort.
And water.
Clearly.
It does actually get grab past this.
I like how there's
Honestly,
a
like,
bridge.
Rats
If you
and
want to
Shade,
get
I
out
think
there,
it's
you
the
have to go through the
only one
water.
right now that kind
So
of
wash off all
works
the
fine
dust.
for VRChat in terms of
Are you-
clone and has everything.
I had,
being drowned.
I had a reflection, but now I don't.
Were
Hmm?
you at World Hop last night? Yeah, well, this one also has a grab pass, so that's the not.
You're just gonna dissolve.
Yes.
Yeah, I just.
I named that exhaust.
Perfect reflection. Where'd Legends go?
This is just a part of it, so. Yeah.
So Legends did show off this world yesterday at Lakuza's World Hop, which obviously I was not streaming, but I mean, if you can look at all the things, he did a lot of work in Blender and has improved since Pro Builder.
Usually water shaders look really shitty, like they're just
I love this
and they like hurt my eyes.
Atrium.
Refraction for those kind of shaders also affected stuff.
Looks so good.
But it actually looks like smooth.
Felt weird, but that makes sense.
Yeah, just it affects everything.
This bed is enough. It's big enough.
Legends? This bed is enough.
Legends.
Did he add a collider to it?
Wait,
Nope.
even for me and Kala? I don't think so.
CyanLaser.
Wait a minute.
It is. Hmm?
Cyan?
Hmm?
Yeah, it's Cyan.
I think Legends can't hear me.
We're actually doing some other things too with it, so.
Hey, Legends.
You'll probably see it again.
Say something?
Kizaragi is the treasure at the top of the pyramid.
Wait, are you speaking, Kala?
What's happening at the top of the pyramid? Yep, there she is.
Kizaragi is the
Jane.
treasure
That's
at the
what the
top
map
of
is for, Jason.
You're not
So you
speaking.
can see like their character is.
No, I am. Like,
Now you are. What?
He can hear me.
I couldn't hear anything until then.
What? I literally. And then how did you know what I was saying back there just now?
No, it's like it cuts out. Like I just, like you were doing gestures, but you weren't speaking, and then all of a sudden you said "I am," and it's just like, what? Like you weren't speaking until then. Wait, do you see Kala right here?
I'm gonna go up there and get him in a minute.
People can't see you.
Sorry. No, hold on.
What?
You were dabbing.
Do you see Kala?
Koala's, I see
Oh,
the entryway.
people see Kala stuck at the center.
Right here.
No, Jason sees Kala stuck at spawn. Hey, Legends, can you go to spawn and see? Legends, do you see Kala over there? Who all do you see at spawn?
Kala's standing here.
How many people do you see here, like nameplate wise? Because that's
I see 0.
One,
I see
two,
Tony Lewis.
2 people, like 3, 4.
okay. So nobody is there for
5
me,
Okay,
but it's like that's
doesn't count.
that is beyond. Wait, what'd you say?
Okay, people just respawn to be butts. So.
Oh yeah, but like the patch note said only master would see this, but apparently anybody can have this effect, and that's like bad. Because clearly Kala's trying to have a conversation and nobody, their Legends can't even tell.
Yeah, I was trying to tell Legends and
they're
give him an idea.
Oh, you were standing there for me.
We can hear her from that.
Yeah, you can hear from where the head is, but it's like that's bad if they're not.
It's here.
Yeah.
The speakers also where avatar is.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so if I'm talking, you're hearing me over there?
Yes.
For the guys who think I'm over there?
Your voice is attached to your avatar.
I see where you are.
Okay, that's messed up. Legends, what I wanted to tell you was in the front of your entrance, where you designed the, where you sculpted the top. I was gonna suggest, like, give you an idea where it could have 2 hands coming out of the pillars, and they're carrying like a fire cauldron in each.
That sounds kind of cool.
That's
Out of scope, out of commission scope.
idea, but
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Here's what you do: suggest lots of cool features, and make Jade pay for each one as a separate fee.
It could be like, okay, so this is what happened. Originally, this is the price of the world, but then Fiona suggested this, Science suggested this, Colin suggested this, and now adds up to $4,000.
This is why I stopped suggesting
So how
things.
much would you pay?
But that is a good idea. Though. I mean, I'm probably gonna like. I did have a plan to make a temple or something, so of my own. So it'll probably. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Made of cheese. Made of pro builder texture.
Timelines in history is ancient
Yes, it
Egypt,
is.
as well as ancient Greece.
Can we get Geralt's meat shader and turn it to a cheese shader?
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Also, gotta make the tip of the pyramid golden triangle.
So
Did you
I
see
was
the
gonna
checkpoint
make
at the
it a
top of the
triangle,
pyramid?
but I want it so that I can put my credits.
I guess I gotta go find the checkpoint now.
I found black magic. Wanna see it?
Is that what's at the top of the pyramid?
No, follow me.
Yeah, but
there isn't really a good way around it.
I also went to the other pyramid top.
Hmm?
If you stand here and jump,
I wouldn't call this black magic, but it is broken.
black magic. It's not breaking, it's a
These ones are geometry. Yeah, these ones stick out way too fucking much.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think there is a parallax as well, so it looks good.
But isn't it inverted?
Okay, now I gotta go get to the checkpoint. Supposedly there's, the checkpoint at the top. Oh, there's actually people up there.
Oh no, it's dem keys.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
we're
just so many
sometimes
people
pushing
and
other people, right?
Convincing. Like he knows what to pick.
I try to make it fitting
choice
per word.
So do you want it so that people can go and explore the desert, or do you want that blocked off?
I mean, they can explore the desert.
It's
not gonna be much out there.
But... Just land.
Like a real
Pandaman's a time traveler.
Could be.
I mean, your eyes are big Aeon, so you're clearly an android from the future.
Yeah, something like that. It's kind of based on the Vocaloid.
You like the skybox and stuff?
Yes, I know exactly what those
No,
are.
I like the skybox from Forbes. So no, it looks good. Not only, the only worry was that one thing to where it blocked.
I just noticed that girl has the Miku Hatsune hair.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's always been good.
I like the skybox because it's literally.
So now we got two Vocaloids in here, Pandaman and Miku.
I don't know about that. I feel like I should push the galaxy back a little bit for some reason. Like it's too close.
I like the glitter.
Isn't that part of your, style legends? The things in the sky are large.
Things in the sky are...
Oversized.
I hate to break this to you.
By the way, these moons are gonna keep getting bigger, so look out for that.
Yeah, but they're glittery stars.
The space glitter.
Space glitter. Space glitter? Where's
Space-
space glitter?
In space!
Space glitter. Space
Oh,
glitter.
space glitter. Yeah, space glitter.
Outer space, no one can hear you squeeze.
I'm a huge fan of ancient Egypt. That's why I'm enjoying the view from here.
Oh, follow the mouse.
Yeah, I like it.
If you notice, you stand here. I don't know if any of you have your mics up, but you can hear the wind when you come in right here. But you can't hear it up there, so I need to. See, the problem is, audio spheres they're spheres. They're spherical. So I can't put the wind. It's gonna go inside of the temple, and you don't want it in there. So it's like, what I do, just use two audio sources, one there and one here. That's just, I don't know. I wish audio spheres had, or like they had. Think of a collider, like box.
Wait,
kind of.
are the audio override zones, are those also spheres?
I think those are collider based. But that's for voices, not
So
any sound.
That's my question. It's like, if that was only for voices, or can you do this for sounds too? Because that's too bad. Yep, you'll have to get creative with spheres.
So does the audio important thing. Does that work? Like, how does that work?
Audio important?
The importance. I think it's a setting.
I think it doesn't.
I don't think it
In
works
any way
either.
that you'd want it to.
Like if you raise the importance of the audio audio source, it will.
I feel like that is. So I'm just guessing based off what I'm. Yeah, I'm just guessing, but it's like it seems like that would be more towards if you had too many audio sources, something that is important doesn't get cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Man, this December, I'm gonna turn it down.
Cleaning his like mouse ears.
The music playing now sounds like the doomsday are about to approach.
I don't know what the difference is, but I'm glad that you're a nerd engineering mythology.
I get like Windex. I don't know. Anything that's bad, just go like squeeze it every. I'm not dirty.
So Jay, I added a windy sound effect for when you come out here.
Someone called me dirty.
I think that was a good touch.
All the little changes you made. I put car polish.
You did?
Yep. And I just.
Yeah, like this thing. This archway it wasn't here either at the top. Maybe it's just like flat.
What's the weather like tonight?
Sandy.
How many more maps we got?
How many more maps? There's one more after this.
Yeah. Oh.
Just Vixels.
Oh really?
Oh, one more.
We didn't have that many
Wow,
people.
That's actually a lot. That's a little shorter than usual. I just looked at the
It's a little
clock.
shorter than usual, but it's mainly because a couple of the maps kind of just died and we had to briefly skip over them.
Yeah, in fact, one of the ones that died this belongs to this cat over here.
With his ears down.
As soon as I
No.
Did you see his face? It's the face of this. What in Cyan?
Hmm? What? Giant bento?
So I noticed a weight paying issue.
I can't even point at bento.
One corner of your
Oh no! Don't worry about the weight painting. The weight painting job wasn't done by my modeler. It was done by me. So if you see a lot of rubbish on my mesh, it's my fault. And this is me doing weight painting on the model for the first time.
I mean, you've got a little bit of issues with the wrist, but overall it's better than what I could do.
I know. You want to see something weird? Now you don't see them. Now you sadly do.
What's going on in here then?
The inside, I'm assuming?
So basically what's... you're supposed to only see, like, basically the inner kind of sleeve, and that circle's supposed to be, like, part of the mesh with the weight paint. Now, for some reason, when I applied the paint, it didn't reach that inner circle, so I end up having this. And I don't know how to paint these two, like without overpainting what's already painted. I mean, even if the sleeve was alone.
Hi. Blender and how the outsides?
Paint
them. Oh no, because the weight paint that doesn't do it. So what I've done in the past, I've gone into through mode, and then just like zoomed way in and made sure you only pick the right ones. But
speaking of which, I have a question for Blender. Sorry I cut you off, but the for like if I wanted to paint just the surface, like the weight paint on the surface of the mesh, and not make it paint like surface, middle, and back.
Yeah, it's just
how do I do that?
There's a little setting that looks like a box in a box on top of it, kind of. I don't know what it's actually called, but I don't know what that setting is called. I know what the little icon looks like, though. But yes, there's a literally like a button that toggles that on and off, whether you're doing just the surface or whether you're going all the way through. And I don't know if it's called select through or something like that. The other thing that you can do is go into edit mode, select vertices that are on this. They are all going to go to one bone, and then go into
Oh no, they're just on the very top. But it seems like you know, at this point we're all just hanging out, so I'm gonna go ahead and move us on to the next world.
Oh, you're facing the correct
Oh,
direction.
Vixel, I believe you are next. Are you ready?
Everybody's hanging out.
Wait, Cyan, stand right here.
Yeah, I think
look
I'm ready.
forward and jump.
Oh,
Stand right here and look
so
forward and jump.
Cake was showing me this earlier, but it's just like how colliders work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like zooted.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
How many people did we lose?
Wait, no, people are just up above.
There's people on the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me just double check there.
Also a huge bento in the distance.
Yeah, so Vixel, you are next. Are you ready? I'm just gonna do the respawn real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready.
No, I mentioned Pompeii and I crashed.
I summon the masses.
Yes.
I would like you to go in first so that you can put up the touch nothing.
Okay. I can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Are people respawning? Like, this doesn't seem like everybody.
If you look at the top of the other pyramid, everyone's still up there.
That's kind of weird.
I mean, I can do the other thing now. I don't have a squids. I see you haven't respawned, so I have to do it the other way. The closest thing I have. Oh, I know. There we go. Okay. But yes, I'll just go ahead and put the quiet please then. So yeah.
Alright, can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hey.
Alright, can everyone hear me?
Next to Vixel.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Now, what I'm going to show off is just like a test thing that I'm with chairs. So, don't touch anything. And the reason I wanted to go last is because some of you might not be able to open your menus or something. Because,
What?
like, I went into one of the things and my menu didn't open.
Well,
And then, like, I think it's... But that could just be because beta puts all my controls on one hand. And I was probably pressing the wrong hand. Alright. Well, I'm going to drop Portal now.
Okay. So one other thing. This is the last world. So yes, thank you all for coming to the community meetup. Everybody, listen to Rubik and post logs. Is Fax still in here? Oh. Apparently, I'm gonna be going through just to tell everybody don't touch anything. So, could you change into the portal or not? Or I guess. Oh. Okay.
Run side.
I'm just gonna put this up. Wait 1 second, and then. Will I load fast? Yes, 100 kilobytes. So he was saying his menu breaks, but where is it? Touch nothing. Touch nothing. Apparently, I don't know what we're not touching, but we don't touch it.
The cubes, the spheres, and the chairs. Don't touch anything.
Why is there no lighting in here?
Yeah. I messed with the light and put it on default layer, which was the opposite of what Rubik told me to do.
It's the opposite of what Rubik told you to do. Nice.
Yeah, he told me to leave it on default, and I put it to default.
Not light.
I told you not to be mad at me, man.
No, it's I'm not mad. It's like it makes sense. If you disable lights, yes.
Rubik quote, not bad.
Well, I mean, on this one, isn't like all the colored bits emission?
Oh look, Orel's is sparkly.
I'm just gonna sparkle. I don't care.
Why are you not?
Oh, Panda Man looks creepy.
Wait,
But
who?
I have minimum brightness set in Fayumi shader to eliminate the like crazy,
Yes?
horrible
Bloom.
directional light and no.
Oh,
Come with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are we demonstrating, or is this just like something else?
I just kind of want to show you something. All right. Now, basically, this thing right here is supposed to be a moving platform, but the hitbox on it, like the collider, it moves, but the visuals stay here.
Probably set to static. Check in Unity.
All right, I'll keep
Yeah.
an eye on that, but I want you to press the button. 'Cause, like this, it's supposed to try to bring you along, but it's weird.
Okay, there's another bug that, you know, VRChat, I don't know how long ago they broke, but basically players used to move with colliders. Now we don't. We only rotate with colliders, and it's really...
You move up and down, but you don't translate.
Yes. Okay, so I'm not going to listen to my own message, and I'm clicking something. What just happened?
You got pushed sideways. Like you went the opposite direction of it.
Okay, can I disable the touch nothing
Now
sign?
the collider is over there. Over there where face nor is, that's where the collider is.
So basically,
So
the bug...
You can't translate. You can't push or pull players with colliders.
So yeah, that's part of the bug of when they had that.
You can rotate them.
Thank you for verifying that that is still a bug.
Wait, you cannot push
like, the
players
chairs
with
have an
colliders.
option that says
We
multiple.
could,
Does
if
it
that
seem
broke.
Like, so,
attach
but
them
it
to
works
that.
up and down, right?
So up and down, yes.
Up and down and
What was it?
rotate only.
What's
And
it? What's the
rotation
angle
is really
like
weird because
I'm sorry, say that again?
So
Instead of
so
dragging
when
and
you're giant
pushing,
rotating,
what's the angle with
you will rotate,
pushing
you're
you
not
instead
actually,
of
like,
dragging you?
translating, so
So this worked at one point, but I don't know what the angle is because we never tested that.
I never tried rotating platform in VRChat.
I mean, there's a canny on it from I don't know how long ago, because like all of Legends original worlds are just dead now.
Even
so like
Graham
anything,
wanted to fix
anything
it
that's like you
specifically
get
for
on a platform and you
bullet
get
time
moved
aging
over.
because Yakuza brought it up and
You used to be able to
he
do
said
that.
it was
You can't anymore.
a big bug that was preventing him from
Essentially,
doing stuff. So I don't know what happened to it.
Oh, what just happened to my frames? Wait, what happened to the bug or what happened to the Kuza's thing? Because
What happened to the bug that was supposed to be fixed? No, I'm not production.
Mhm.
What happens to bugs?
Hey, Simon?
yeah, well,
I was trying to explain not to sit in this sphere that is a chair, and I accidentally sat in it. I turned off the exit, and I think once you respawn in it,
if you
I don't think
respawn
you're
and
able to
exit,
move.
if you respawn, you should exit chairs.
Ignore lighting whatsoever, but I'm not feeling like switching to those.
Oh wait, okay, so maybe it was this one that made me stop moving.
Well, I mean, it's over there
Me
for
and
me.
Slade were testing this world out.
Mhm.
Yeah, but me and Slade were testing this world out, and like we could not move, so we had to like get to that cube that forces everyone into that one chair, but someone's sitting in it, so.
Oh, the collider's missing from here.
Right.
It's over there.
What the hell?
Tony. Tony, the collider is here.
Can you get out of this cube?
Oh, do something mark static? That shouldn't be, maybe?
Yes, that's what it is.
These.
He pretty much has it on static right now. Oh, they may not be able to get out. Or it's broken. Tell them to respawn.
If it's static, you can't get out.
Respawn?
No, I'm saying, no, this
Yeah.
is a separate discussion. The floor here renders
how do we
the
tell
wrong
them
place.
this?
You probably marked the
my
mesh static,
frames
and that's why it displays the original position.
Respawn or getting someone getting another chair.
No, I believe that, like, I don't think they are there for us. Or, they're there for us, but I don't believe they're actually here. So can everyone just, like, tell Sakura Tenshi, like, to respawn?
Or is it he's currently
Actually-
stuck there and he needs to
Wait.
log out and log back in?
Sakura Tenshi. You see what?
Guilty. Someone guilty.
I see a different person in this chair.
Anyone see a different person than?
Okay, so
Sakura Tenshi for me.
So guilty for me is over there. Sakura Tenshi is there. So like this is the issue that I had with the sphere. Like, well, actually no, this is a different thing.
She's next to the cube for me.
So chairs sometimes get people stuck in them. Like I think that's a different bug, but it's just like we've seen this before when like people joined in like the meetup or whatever. And you, like, I remember once I think I joined on was it Meet Hansky's world? I didn't see him sitting in the chair and I just took his spot, and then like everyone was like confused.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing where it's like he was in a different chair for me.
You have a mission in your avatar, don't you, Fiona?
No, it's minimum brightness.
But okay, I don't think we can test this chair one because it's just like weird things are happening with the chair.
Because I can't see Cyan at all, but I can see you a little bit.
No, because he.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one up.
Thanks for coming.
Because it's the end of the meetup.
So the thing is, in very dark maps, it means like I'm invisible and he's not. But it also prevents like in this world, if we would had like a directional light on, a real-time directional light, we would have those really harsh, ugly shadows.
It's real-time point
And
lights,
this
I
minimum
think.
brightness setting prevents that. Point lights, yes. Yeah, not directional, but lights. And this as well, when we don't have any light probes, and then it'd be black. I'm still a little I suppose like Slade, who's entirely unlit.
You might need to make your legs.
How the fuck did I get here?
How did you get there? I bet you were the only person who didn't have that chair enabled. Or somebody in the chair already. Like, is there somebody stuck in there for you?
It's like
I don't know. I never touched this chair at all.
Do you see anybody right here?
Yes. Yes. Let's fix it with our new ones.
So like, some people see somebody stuck there, but it's like different for different people.
I have the feeling whenever somebody exits the chair, somebody else can teleport it in.
That was a bug at one point, yes. My name, what?
This experiment was you go here and sit in the chair.
It's basically.
Oh, what?
When I was here, you were able to walk and sit in the chair.
If somebody is not sitting in a chair, like if your client doesn't recognize it, you can get multiple people in there. But if your client recognizes somebody's in the chair, you cannot enter it. So my client sees somebody there even though they're not in it.
I was looking forward to seeing if that cube would throw everyone at this one spot.
It would have been interesting. But yeah, it's not. Yes.
I was gonna go test inter-triggers. Is there anything you'd want me to test for me on it?
I mean, I can say specific worlds that are examples, but it doesn't really help much.
Okay.
If you've made the canny, like, I guess send it to me, and I can like post different like public worlds that are broken because of it.
I'm sure you already noticed this.
I'm gonna finish up the example world and try some testing there.
Okay.
And I'll be making canny. I'll post some prefabs as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't know if you can see a thumbs up, but.
I never thought of this as being a game.
Well, yeah. It's really far out. I mean, I have a tail.
Yes. So like, this is a cat. This is a Neko.
What?
Neko robot girl.
Neko Mimi.
Neko Mimi. The tail is robotic and the ears are robotic. So but at that
Android
point,
kitty.
I can even have like real ears. So you would never know.
Around the eyes.
But yeah, Neko is just Japanese for cat, so
straight out.
kitty.
Yeah, I know.
Unnatural. I think it's.
Yeah, I'll send you a video.
So at this point, people are just kind of hanging out.
One of the.
Well, the event is over, right?
Yeah, we are done.
We're vibing.
Cyan.
Hmm?
I assume everyone here is Dark Link.
Dark Link. Except Fiona.
Well, at least you are.
I have no lighting, so.
Yeah, because she's Zelda from the Light World.
I just have to close a few things so I don't have.
Just in shadow.
Hey, Slade's got a really huge shadow.
Lime green.
I just send you all the files.
You wanna pop into River?
A lot to go on.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be busted, but we can.
Is it gonna be super?
Well, I haven't actually tried it.
Did you figure out this chair yet?
What about it? I mean, there's multiple things going on, I guess.
Basically, this cube would throw you in that chair, but since for us there's someone in there apparently, I can't. That's what.
I can't load the rest of my.
Oh, we've got light.
If you want colors, come to Legends.
Legends. He has the power.
Just switch to Scruffies and put a directional light, because that's free. In the world.
He brought light to the dark world.
I mean, yeah, you can use
Hey guys, want me to light up your week?
So the Legends campfire.
The door is right there.
Good mouse.
Don't want to get too close to that door, might light it up.
Legends. Are you Navi?
Hey, listen.
Watch out. That answers that. Because I made a Darklink joke over there because everyone was dark. And then you must be not because you brought light to the link.
You know which one we're supposed to be on?
Tuna has a light.
It took me a minute to register.
Tuna does?
More light.
Oh, I should probably change the settings real quick.
Yeah.
It's an invisible creature.
It's not really invisible.
I'm sorry, you're not a creature. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Is it just a really short range one? Or you? I don't know what's going on with your avatar in
well,
that
we don't
sense.
want to lag out anyone. I don't want to lag anyone out. It's just like the one with like a glowy thing. Technically. It's actually just a default part of it.
Like surrounding. Oh.
There we go. We're all in the chair. So, I think Sakura left, and then somebody walked into the box, which then told everybody to get into the chair.
Yeah. When somebody leaves while they're
No.
Custom client exposed.
Oh no. So wait, what are you doing for that? Because I mean, I know there's some things away, but it's just like.
It's like an on-enter trigger, but I don't know how I got it to work exactly.
Okay. Because I mean, I don't know if that is meant to be a bug, but.
But it seemed to work in beta.
Vexel, did you put it to player instead of player local?
I think I put it on that, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I think I did what
disabled
Suna
it
said.
ever.
So wait, where's Suna right now? Where's Suna right now?
What that means is whenever anybody.
Suna, can you respawn?
Enter the trigger.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Suna is stuck in the chair for me and can't leave the chair.
Okay, for me it's
I'm standing next to you.
So like for me, you are stuck in the chair. Like doesn't matter what happens, you can't leave the chair.
Around, Dragonos,
Yeah.
You're in the chair walking.
For me, Impala is in the chair.
It's Impala and Dragons for me and Fiona.
What I think is happening since you're putting it on the player layer means that it like you trigger it whenever somebody is in it, including yourself. It like gets everything mixed up.
Yeah, and then the cube is
doing
player local for triggers.
You set it to player, so you technically just you go through the cube, you enter somebody else in the chair.
There's a sphere?
Yeah, that's glitching out for me.
Not.
The sphere's glitching out.
Now it's glitching out.
Appearing and disappearing.
Oh yeah, the sphere is going all over the place.
唐突に V ゲットジャンが全部ライセンスエラーになっているという。ああ、UV ライセンスの関連付けてね。上白さんがちょうど来ました。
Well, it looks like Impala's was fixed. Now we just need dragons to be fixed.
Vixel, here's another thing. If you're making triggers, the actual, like, a player enters it, but the part that of the player has to enter is the origin between the legs.
Colliders in that area, and if whatever things that they own, then fall, respawn, and so everyone else like sees the pickups glitch out. They should never trigger colliders.
That makes sense. That's why we all spawned on that chair.
Yeah, that makes sense because my mesh collider for the world is on the world mesh, like directly. So
Yeah,
it
so
gets called.
if you trigger, I don't recommend ever doing trigger occlusion. Just use regular occlusion. Because you end up with all of those cases like that that are hard to manage.
Well, not trigger. Like I have. Well, what do you mean trigger? Like I don't.
I'm gonna say yes to that, but I don't know what you just did, Layuma, but like it just pushed me off the walls.
Oh yeah, no. I don't
Yeah,
agree.
what I wanted to do with the spheres, what I wanted to do with the spheres, I want to have it be like a thing that you can control, like you walk around and move it.
That's just visual, entirely visual.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know what just happened. It just fell off the world for me.
Floating around somewhere.
You fell off the world?
No. The sphere is not here for me. Like
Yeah,
I think Object Sync is
It's
broken.
weird because like when I respawn with it on, like when I'm in it and then I respawn, it just like disappears.
This isn't my avatar. I just got it out to mess with this object.
And then that's like local, and then after a while it just starts glitching out.
You render absolutely everything.
Oh, he's a particle force.
Kills
Oh,
your
that's so
performance.
cool.
Like,
I never
we
thought
have that
about
issue
that.
with Rubik because
That's really clever.
he was testing a world which has everything enabled.
Suna's trying to talk to you, Cyan.
The trigger wasn't firing. It had like.
Sorry, Suna, your body's over here for me.
With real-time lights and real-time shadows everywhere.
Hold on, actually, let me just. I'm gonna rejoin.
Welcome back.
Okay.
The laws of physics in this world.
Okay, so you are no longer in there. Slade is in there. Interesting.
I bet if I leave now, everyone's gonna end up in the chair again.
Well, no, it's if somebody touches the box.
Yeah, it's when someone touches the box.
Wait.
But, Cyan, the thing with the sphere is I wanted to make that like a thing that you can drive around so that you can get underneath things for my Metroid world to go under like the spaces that your hitbox can't get into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the basic idea with that. So I have a lot to look into.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's an interesting idea. So I know.
I really want to do it. I want to do it. I'm gonna do it.
You want to do what?
I think go into the box.
Nothing happened for me because Dragons is still in there.
It didn't work.
Somebody is still in there, so it's like not going to work.
Oh,
yeah,
somebody's using a malicious shader just now.
I don't see it.
Oh, I have safety settings high.
I don't have any safety settings, and I didn't see it.
I just now set everything to maximum, like my safety settings.
No, I fucking get it. You want to turn people into the more from.
I'm not sure who was doing it.
That's
so.
why.
Yes, that's exactly.
Okay,
that's
well,
exactly what the sphere is for.
I don't know what our plan is for later, but I think I'm gonna get off
testing
now
chair
and
mechanics.
get a little break and switch computers and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna do the same.
No, I'm okay. There we go. All right. Later.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
And with that, that is the end of the community meetup. Thank you guys for watching, and see you again next week. Bye.